biotech and dried mango. Suddenly, as if on cue, a series of girlish squeaks, slightly muffled but unmistakable, could be heard, faintly, from the direction of the mess hall, confirming Finchley's accusations. "Hey, lady, you forgot your ceremonial iron-backed head," Pip Pippin suddenly yelled, snatching a discarded prop, a particularly flamboyant coconut shell bra, from under a cabinet. He realized his gaffe too late, having intended to find an argument for its ceremonial significance. Yeah, Executive Officer Finnegan O'Malley said, desperately trying to salvage the rapidly disintegrating situation. "Get the lady's items right in the emergency rations storage. Yes, we must prioritize inventory management and proper classification of all recovered cultural artifacts. Ensign Pippin, immediately." Thornton merely waited, his expression impassive, a mask of grim, professional detachment. The giggles from the shelter seemed to punctuate the silence with mocking precision. "Well, Commander Quibble, I'm waiting for your explanation. It appears your delirious admiral may have stumbled upon an unfortunate truth." Commander Q. Quibble, knowing he was trapped in an intricate web of his own cruise making, sighed, a long, defeated exhalation. "Yes, sir. But you see, Grant Admiral, they were well. Admiral Finchley, sir, he did it. He orchestrated the entire affair. He planted the entertainers. Yes. He's a terrible person, Grand Admiral. A devious, Machiavellian individual. He's always sneaking women around and shoving them in places to create scenes of scandal. He's got a history of it, sir. A long, sordid history, I assure you." Q gestured wildly towards the recovering Finchley, hoping to shift the blame. Finchley, aghast at the brazen betrayal and the outright calumny. "This is scurrilous. Calumny. A malicious fabrication. A baseless aspersion on my unimpeachable character. An outright lie, Grand Admiral. My impeccable reputation is being sullied by this rogue." "All right, stop it, both of you." Thornton's voice, though not overtly raised, cracked like a whip, instantly cutting through the cacophony of accusations and counter-accusations. "Is this a naval base, or a madhouse, Commander Quibble? I have witnessed sufficient chaotic buffoonery for one morning. I don't know what's going on around here, but I assure you, gentlemen, I will get to the bottom of it. Every convoluted, disreputable layer of it, but not now. After my official inspection, Commander Quibble, I shall demand a full accounting. Commander Quibble, shall we proceed with a scheduled inspection of your base facilities?" Q Quibble snapped to attention, desperately trying to salvage some semblance of dignity from the rapidly unfolding, utterly farcical scene. "At your command, Grand Admiral. Utterly at your command. Would you like to start with the base laundry set? We have some truly immaculate linens, Grand Admiral, that practically sparkle in the sun with the sheer intensity of their cleanliness, a testament to our unwavering commitment to hygiene." Finchley, unable to control himself, and seeing his meticulously planned revelation slipping away, roared, "No, not the laundry, Grand Admiral. The air raid shelter. Sir, please. For the sake of disciplinary action, the air raid shelter. There are women in there. Women, I tell you. I guess those little hula things. But you'll be late for dinner. That nonsense. Sir, do not delay, Grand Admiral. Justice demands immediate action." Finchley clutched his stomach dramatically, remembering to be ill again, then abandoned it, consumed by fury. "I'll decide where to start this inspection. Commander Quibble." Not Admiral Finchley, who is clearly delusional. "Now, back to bed, Admiral Finchley, at once, and that is an order from your superior officer." "Yes, sir," Finchley said, immediately deflating and sinking back onto the cot, though his eyes burned with indignant fury and a thirst for future retribution. He glared at Q, promising unspoken horrors. "Sir, how could you fall for such an obvious ploy? My whole reputation will be in tatters. My magnificent reputation, ruined by your utter incompetence, Grand Admiral." Finnegan, quickly stuffing a new handful of antacids into Finchley's mouth, hissed, "Oh, shut up, Admiral. You wanted him to make Quibble look like a reckless rogue. Sir, he delivered, sir. A spectacular display of reckless abandon, exactly as you desired." Thornton, completely bewildered by the entire exchange, shook his head slowly, his expression one of profound weariness. "I don't understand it, Quibble. If Admiral Finchley had not a reputation to mend, if his previous record didn't suggest a certain, if eccentric, degree of competence, I'd swear he's suffering from acute combat fatigue. The way he's acting, the wild accusations, the sudden bursts of energy, one would assume he's having rampant hallucinations. Commander Quibble. Oh, yes, sir, it's terrible! Sir, terrible! Q. Quibble seized the opportunity, eager to reinforce Finchley's apparent mental unraveling. Because I don't want to talk about his condition, Grand Admiral. But what? Quibble, speak, man. The truth, if you can manage it. Well, Admiral Finchley has been having all kinds of terrible hallucinations about women. So, yes, vivid, lifelike, incredibly detailed hallucinations. He thinks he sees them all over the place. Sir, everywhere he looks, there's a dancing hula maiden, or a blushing maid, or even a scantily clad Tokyo rose. It's a truly disturbing mental affliction. Grand Admiral. Thornton's eyes, still sharp, flickered momentarily to the closet where Nurse Wilson was hiding. A small, subtle movement. Well, Commander, I certainly saw one in the closet myself. Commander, an impeccably uniformed specimen of the Crimson Cross, I might add. A most vivid and surprisingly convincing hallucination. Admiral. Q. Quibble blanched, realizing Thornton had indeed caught sight of Nurse Wilson. He recovered quickly, his mind scrambling for a plausible excuse. Oh yeah, his hallucinations are so terribly realistic, Grand Admiral. Almost photographic in their detail. So utterly indistinguishable from reality. Shall we head for the base laundry, sir? Perhaps a stroll by the immaculate washing machines and the soothing hum of industrial dryers would provide a cleansing antidote to such distressing mental images for the Admiral. No. Thornton's voice was firm, unequivocal. He turned his full, unblinking attention back to Q. Just out of curiosity, Commander Quibble, I'd like to start with the air raid shelter. Given Admiral Finchley's persistence, if delusional, claims, I believe a thorough inspection is now in order. And Commander, it better be ship-shape, meticulously organized, and utterly devoid of any unauthorized personnel, civilian or otherwise, or heads will roll. Commander Quibble. Both real and imagined heads. Commander, do you understand the severity of this command? A collective gasp of horror emanated from Quibble and Pippin. Yes, sir. A paragon of preparedness, sir. A bastion of defensive solidity. That shelter is meticulously maintained, utterly pristine. Sir. Q gestured frantically, trying to exude an air of professional calm, though his heart was hammering against his ribs like a desperate drum, and a cold sweat beaded on his forehead. Thornton fixed Q with a final, unblinking stare that brooked no argument or further delay. Commander Quibble, I regret that Admiral Finchley is so afflicted by his unfortunate condition. However, the least I can do is give him the benefit of the doubt that this hallucination of his will be thoroughly explained. Commander, let's go. Lead the way. Commander, to the air raid shelter. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Be careful, Grand Admiral. It's a bit of a winding path, sir, and the terrain can be quite treacherous, particularly for a man of your refined sensibilities. Q exclaimed, practically falling over himself in his eagerness to lead Thornton away from Finchley, who was still muttering darkly on his cot. Oh, it's my distinct pleasure, sir. Right after you. Watch your head, sir, as the entrance to the shelter is somewhat structurally unsound in places, due to its historical significance. Q then tried to covertly mouth, Get out of there, Finchley, towards the closet where Finchley had hidden Nurse Wilson. Meanwhile, Finchley, utterly enraged, having successfully retrieved Nurse Wilson from his closet, burst out from behind a particularly large potted fern, where he had been momentarily hiding. He clutched his naval robes to his chest, his eyes blazing with a renewed fury that had completely banished any lingering pretense of illness. They're getting away. Nurse Wilson. They're going to escape justice. Get away. I tell you, Nurse, the Grand Admiral is going to find those provocateurs in the shelter. I'm going to tell the Grand Admiral about this entire ignominious setup. Nurse Wilson, I shall expose Quibble for the fraud he is. But before he could chase after them, Corporal Chirpington appeared, moving with silent efficiency, holding a heavy tranquilizer dart gun, its barrel glinting ominously in the tropical light. Her face, usually so cheerful, was now set in an expression of grim, professional resolve. "Well, good afternoon, Admiral Finchley,"